Hey there folks, and a very happy new year from all of us here at Team Harlequins. My name is Mark and I'm here to tell you all about the latest card game, board game and miniatures releases, as well as what's going on in both of Harlequin's stores. With that being said, we have a lot to cover here, so let's crack on with it. So folks, new year, same routine. As usual, we'll talk about what's going on at both stores before getting into what's coming out this week and what's coming soon for card, board and miniatures games. Veterans and newcomers alike take note, as there are a couple of changes to the regularly scheduled events, so please keep your eyes open for them. Normally I would flash up what's on this week for a few seconds and ask that you pause the videos if you want to read what's on fully, but this week I'll leave them up so that I can point out the changes. So let's start with what's on, as usual, in Harlequin's Preston store. As you can see here, Commander has been moved from Wednesday to Friday. This is so Commander players can get Planeswalker points and Friday Night Magic promo cards. At the same time, we've moved Modern Magic from Tuesday to Wednesday. This will also alternate with Draft every other week. So this week we have a Modern event, next week we will be drafting, the week after that Modern, then Draft, and so on. As always, if you would like to know more about this or any events, please check the website. The web link can be found at the end of the video in the credits or in the description box below. Right, let's check out what's going on at Blackpool store. So here's what's going on this week in Harlequin's Blackpool store. Eagle-eyed viewers will spot a couple of changes here too, mainly to do with Sunday. Sadly, due to the lack of interest, we've had to cancel our Fantasy Flight Living Card Game weekly events and our Keyforge weekly events. We're very sorry for any inconvenience this may cause. Other than those changes to both Preston and Blackpool stores, we don't have any big events planned this weekend. But don't fret, we have a monster few weeks ahead of us, as we have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon all seeing pre-releases and new sets being released in the next 3 weeks. If you have any interest in those games, you owe it to yourselves to check them out. Please refer to our calendar on the website for these and all events held at either shop. Right, that's what's on sorted. Let's see what's coming out for card games. So the only new card game released this week is for Yu-Gi-Oh! And it is Legendary Duelists, Sisters of the Rose. This small 56 card set contains support for the Harpy Ladies and Cyber Angels archetypes. But don't fear, this set has goodies for all. At Harlequin's price of £1.80 a booster or £50 a booster box, there's no thorn to these roses. Just before we get into what's coming up for card games, we have a quick announcement that Ravnica Allegiant booster boxes will be available to buy at our Magic pre-release events. These booster boxes are only £79 at Harlequin's price. This great price will only be available for this weekend, whereupon they will return to their usual price of £85 on the following release weekend. This offer is only available on pre-release weekend while stocks last. First up for upcoming card games, we have Pokemon TCG Melmetal GX box. Before we start, I apologise for the poor picture. At time of making this episode, it's the best one available. That being said, this exciting new box set looks amazing. With 2 new foil cards for Melmetal GX, 1 oversized Melmetal GX card, and 4 boosters, these boxes are always great value for money. On the horizon we have Cardfight Vanguard Miyagi Academy CF Club Booster Pack. Ugh, say that 3 times fast. With support for Oracle Think Tank, Nubatama and Nurokami clans, I see this being a hotly sought after set. Keep your eyes peeled for this one, folks. Right, that's everything for card games this week. Let's have a look at what's coming up for board games. First up we have the highly anticipated Highlander the board game. Based on a timeless classic film with gorgeous miniatures, we all know the catchphrase, "There can be only one." But at Harlequin's price of £24, competition to claim this game will be fierce. Will you be the first to claim this prize? Coinciding with Magic the Gathering's next big set release, we have Magic the Gathering Heroes of Dominaria board game. Just as Magic's last board game release, Jewels of the Planeswalkers, was praised for its great price and clever design, so too has Heroes of Dominaria been praised. This Euro-style game with Magic theme and tasteful nods to source material via mechanics looks to be another great game for Wizards of the Coast library. At Harlequins price of £38.50, Wizards of the Coast are looking to prove that great games don't have to set you back the cost of an island, or a mountain, or a swamp. Both Heroes of Dominaria and Highlander release with expansions, so please contact us if you would like to know more. Lastly for board games this week, whilst technically a card game, Return to the Dunwich Legacy Arkham Horror LCG expansion often speaks to those of the board game persuasion, that they might hear its master's call. Anyone who knows the Arkham Horror LCG knows how great this game is, and also how good the last Return to was. At Harlequins price of £24, you'd be insane to miss out on this frightening new expansion. That's all for the new releases from board games this week, but we do have one upcoming new release for board games. On the horizon from Mantic Games we have Hellboy the board game. In collaboration with Dark Horse Comics, this stunningly beautiful game comes with a host of gorgeous miniatures that I for one would fight through the hordes of hell to get my hands on. This game will be lurking in the shadows very soon. Right, that's all the board games wrapped up, let's move on to miniatures. So it seems that Games Workshop have barely missed a beat, with a whole host of new releases coming out this week. However, before we get into that, I have an announcement regarding Games Workshop's prices. I have been informed, quite literally this morning, that Games Workshop are putting their prices up as of the 4th of February. To give you a couple of examples of the price increases, items like pots of paint are going up about 20 pence each. Current RRP for a pot of Eshin Grey paint, for example, is £2.55. After the price change, it will go up to £2.75. Whereas items like Start Collecting Skitari will go up from £50 to £60 RRP. Harlequins prices are always going to be lower than RRP, but please be aware that even our prices will go up in line with this price increase. Basically, if you have any leftover Christmas Prezi money, before February 4th is the time to use it. Anyway, back to more exciting news. Here's what's being released from GW this week. This week sees a major slew of releases for Age of Sigmar, primarily a whole new faction, the Gloomspite Gits. So we have up for release the Gloomspite Gits Battletome, £20 at Harlequins price. Gloomspite Gits Endless Spells, £17 at Harlequins price. Gloomspite Gits War Scroll Cards, £9 at Harlequins price. The much sought after Gloomspite Gits Squig Dice, £16 at Harlequins price. We have the awesome Squig Hoppers, £25.50 at Harlequins price. We have Scragrot the Loon King, £17 at Harlequins price. We have a Squig Herd, £23.50 at Harlequins price. We have Bad Moon Loon Shrine. This scenery is £30 at Harlequins price. We have a box of Grots, £17.50 at Harlequins price. And we have a box of Fanatics, £21.50 at Harlequins price. So that's all the new releases for Games Workshop this week, and all the other miniatures manufacturers are still recovering from Christmas turkey and New Year's hangovers. However, based on news for upcoming miniatures, I don't think that will last very long. As we've just been talking about Games Workshop, we'll look at their upcoming releases before looking at what else is coming up for release later this month. So, as always, I apologise for lack of pictures. For any newcomers out there, this is because Games Workshop do not like us advertising their products for them. So if you would like to see any pictures of the items I'm referring to, please go to their community website. As always, I will leave the link in the description box below. On that note, upcoming for Games Workshop, releasing on the 19th of January, we have, for Warhammer 40,000, Urban Conquest. This is a game expansion, £60 RRP. We have the Sector Imperialis Manufactorum Scenery Set, £37.50 RRP. Continuing the Age of Sigmar Gloomspite Gits launch, we have Rockgut Troggoths, £35 RRP. Sneaky Snufflers, £25 RRP. Mangler Squigs, £50 RRP. Dankhold Troggoth, £40 RRP. Gobberpalooza, £30 RRP. And finally, the Loon Boss, £15 RRP. So if that's the new releases for Games Workshop, is there anything else coming out for other game systems? You bet there is. Infinity is seeing its steady release schedule continuing with several releases penned for the end of January, January 25th to be exact. Up for release we have Ariadne Support Pack, RRP $31.99. Also up for release we have the Camu Amphibian Intervention Teams, RRP $8.99. Also available we have the Invincible Army Yu Jing Sectoral Starter Pack, RRP $39.99. Also up for release at the same time is the Kozaku Spec Ops, RRP $9.99. And finally for Infinity we have Dart Ultimate Huntress, RRP $8.99. So that just about wraps things up for Infinity, but there's plenty there for you guys to start planning your new list already. Before we finish the upcoming section for miniatures, we also have a new miniatures game coming up for release. I don't know an awful lot about it at the moment, save for some prices and limited release info, but by all accounts, Warlords of... how the heck do you say that? Warlords of Erewhon? Warlords of Erewhon. Yeah. Yes, Warlords of Erewhon. Apologies for butchering the name, but store info doesn't come with a how to pronounce guide. Anyway, this game looks pretty damn good actually. Written by the esteemed Rick Priestley and set in a traditional fantasy setting, this looks to use similar rules to Bolt Action to allow players to use fantasy miniatures to enact bitter fought skirmishes between rival warbands. So dust off any Frostgrave, Original Warhammer, Kings of War or any other fantasy models you have and prepare to do battle. The rulebook has an RRP of £30, which of course will be cheaper at Harlequins price, which is a ridiculously small price for the huge amounts of enjoyment to be had. I'll hopefully talk about this more next week, but be sure to message us if you would like to know more beforehand or to place advance orders. I'll pop up what info we now have if you would like to pre-order anything. Anyway, that's everything for cardboard and miniatures games for this week, so back to me. There you are then guys, that's you all caught up. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. It's been great to be back, I have to say. Going away for Christmas was nice, but it's nice to be home. I really hope you enjoyed this video, as always. Don't forget that we have all those pre-releases coming up. So if you're into like Magic or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, please check our website. It's all on the calendars there. All the details and information that you might need. With that being said, we'll wrap this video up. It's been great to see you all again. Can't wait to look forward to reading your comments and such. And yeah, if you like the video, please like it. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell though, so it helps to keep you up to date with all the videos that we're doing. But otherwise than that, it's been great to see you all again. Take care, and I'll catch you all next week. Bye for now.